I wrote the book on how to come for your neck. Pull your card, your numbers up, crumble your deck. What's a lion to a dinosaur? Call me Righteous Rex.
Yo, what is up? It's that time, it's that hour, it's Righteous with another video. Alright, so I just got finished done watching the Ryan Garcia versus Duarte fight. Very interesting fight at the 140 division. It ended in a KO stoppage in the 8th or 9th round. Let me tell you what I saw. So from the beginning, I saw Ryan trying to create distance, not allowing Duarte to get too close to him and not hit him too much in the body, which he started to show different styles and stuff like that later on. But honestly, I feel like at first he was trying to create distance. So the first 2-3 rounds, I had Ryan winning. And then Duarte started to come back. I had him coming back in the 4th and 5th round, going to the body and stuff like that. Duarte looked like he was a little off rhythm with some of Ryan's shots. I feel like Ryan's shots were accumulating on Duarte, and his power shots were actually working. So as he was creating distance, he just started to like create like nice strong combos and stuff like that. I would have liked to have seen a 4 or 5 hit combination, but he stuck to 1, 2, and 3 style combinations. Just accumulating as much as he could, and then every now and then moving and keeping his left hand out there. He kept doing that the whole fight, and then for the most part, right around the 5th or 4th or 6th round, he started to do like a half shoulder roll to cut off Duarte's momentum, because this is what he said in the post interview, because they asked him about it because they hadn't seen him do that before. So there was times that he was in the middle of the ring just cutting off Duarte's momentum, and then just allowing Duarte to go ham, just go crazy. So he was meeting him right there in the center of the ring, and he was just stopping him from being able to leverage shots. There were times, though, that he was leveraging shots that were a little bit too much of a leverage. He was pivoting while he was punching, so he was throwing really hard punches. But I guess Ryan could take it, and he didn't see it as an issue. So, shout out to him for being that committed and that resilient, and also very courageous, because he had just had a rib injury from fighting Gervonta Davis, because that's what he admitted not too long ago. He said that he had a separated rib before fighting Tank, and he went to the hospital, and he said he couldn't even run. So before the Tank fight, he had an injury, and now he's saying that he's good. So he's taking shots to the body. I guess he was trying to prove something to other people that might have not known those things. But it didn't look bad. It's just something that he hadn't done before. And not a lot of fighters pull that off all the time, because that can get dangerous. We've seen Adrian Broner fall into that kind of stuff, and then have to like fight his way back into the end of the fight, and try to get like a knockdown and stuff like that. But Ryan is a tough customer. He was not letting up. He kept the distance really is what he was doing. I think he should try jabbing more, but obviously he feels strong at the 140 division. So if that's what he likes to do, then so be it. That's what works for him. Then so be it. He kept doing that. Then eventually he kept moving. And it's crazy how the announcers were saying that he did look a little bit like De La Hoya versus Trinidad. He was just kind of like moving around, skipping around, not knowing what to do. But it was also a smart move for him, because he just doesn't like to jab that much. Like, it's just not his thing. I'm used to seeing tall fighters use their jab, but he didn't want to do that. He was pop shotting, and it worked for him. Shout out to him. Shout out to Duarte. They both showed a lot of grit. The Mexican fans were definitely in the building. It's a Houston crowd, so you already know there was a Latino fan base there. I wish that Ryan would embrace his Mexican side a little bit more. But at the end of the day, if that's the best that he can do, I get it, because sometimes it's only so much you can do. But for the most part, I think with the knockout, it was beautiful. It was a great setup. He set him up lovely. You, to be honest, seeing the knockout all the way up to the post-fight interview was the most mature thing I've seen from Ryan in a while. I mean, I almost forgot that he was like mature to this level, because, um, after the Javante fight, it just looked like they were like scattered and unorganized and stuff like that. But it's starting to look like he was just not afraid to lose his O. He sold his O to start doing better things now at the 140 division. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself with the predictions and whatnot, but he did call out Rolly, and he did look good at the end of the fight when he knocked out Duarte. I mean, he did a really good job there. He looked confident, he looked strong, and just looked like he knew what he was doing. So, him saying that he wants to fight Rolly, he had a WBA, probably some kind of interim title for the 140 division, and he's probably going to be the number one contender now for that title. And then he's saying that if he wins it, that's when he'll go after Devin and everybody else. But for now, he's going for Rolly, which is brilliant, because Ryan can sell seats. Rolly can't. So then that means that Rolly's going to be forced to fight him, because if he drops the belt, then the whole boxing world is going to be like, what the hell's wrong with Rolly? Like, he's saying, he talks all this crap, and then now it's like he doesn't want to fight. So what's going on? So Rolly's going to have to fight him. That there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He's going to have to fight him. Ryan, he can pull a crowd, man. He can pull a crowd, and that's the main thing right there. But if you're a boxing star, if you can fill up the seats, that's it. You got to take the fight. So Rolly's in for a really tough fight, because I really don't see that much skill in Rolly. Like, honestly, he's like a street fighter almost to me in some ways. And he has the body like a bodybuilder. So it should be an interesting fight. But it's not gonna be a jab fest, that's for sure. Unless Ryan just wants to jab his head off. But the one thing I do want to point out, aside from the politics and the boxing styles and stuff like that, I do want to point out that Ryan is a little different when it comes to that division. He's almost 6 feet tall. All those guys are shorter, man. They're 5'8", 5'6", 5'7". They're not tall. So, like, when you watch Ryan and you compare him to somebody else like Shakur Stevenson or even Terrence Crawford or Boots Ennis, these guys, they don't have the height. They don't necessarily have to jab like that. They have so much, just so much to work with, and I saw Ryan using head movement in there. It was just different. He didn't look like the typical fighter that we see every day that's under the middleweight division. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a prime athlete that's just 6 feet, almost 6 feet tall. So I have to condition myself on watching him, and I have to remind myself that too. So I'm letting you guys know that, because that's what could be happening to you too. If you're watching and you're saying, damn, he's taking too much punishment, or damn, I don't like that style, or why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? It's because he's not the height of that. Like, he's not the average height of that division. Neither is he for 135. You don't see a 6 foot 135 pounder. You don't see that in that division. You don't even see it in 158 and 147. Terrence Crawford is 5'8". You know what I'm saying? These guys are not that tall. So, or 5'9". I'm sorry, I don't know, but he's just not that tall. And then Ryan is damn near 6 feet, dude. So, if you're expecting for him to jab, he might not ever do it. He's literally taller than Canelo. He doesn't have to do it, but it would be wise. You know what I'm saying? If he could just find a way to connect more with his combinations, he's gonna do great. But for now, he's doing really good too. I don't want to get down on him. If I was to bring up like a rate from 1 to 10 on how he did tonight, I would give him an 8. I think he could have done better. I think he could have had a better knockout, but you know, it's his first fight back. He looked nervous that first round. There was, to be honest with you, the first round there was people chanting Duarte, you know, so that you know he's just shaking off the cobwebs and whatnot. But neither here nor there, man. I really feel like Ryan just needs to stay busy, and Rolly is the perfect opponent for that, especially if you're getting a title out of it. Now you can shut the haters up, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Ryan, great work. I wish we could see more from him next year. I'm hoping that we could see more from him because he's a really good fighter, and I just want to see what else he can do. So shout out to him. I didn't see the rest of the card, but for the most part, I had Ryan winning. And before the knockout, he was doing pretty good. So that's all I have to say. I hope you guys continue to tune into this channel, subscribe, like, comment, share. You already know. It's your boy Rex Righteous, and let's try to keep boxing alive. Peace out.